Well, welcome to my tutorial on how to make a pumpkin wreath using poly deco mesh. First, what we're going to need is obviously the poly deco mesh. Um, we're going to be using about a roll and a half of this orange poly deco mesh. I also have some green for the leaves. We are going to cut these with a wood burner, a wood burning tool. Let me show you real quick. I have the chisel tip, okay? I'm not sure if there's any other tip that would be better to use. Use whatever you're comfortable with. If you have if you wanted to use just a rotary cutter or something like that, I will tell you it will fray a lot. The wood burning tool cuts down on the fraying immensely. So that's just my 2 cents, okay? You will need a glass cutting board, okay? I apologize for the light coming down on there, but we have that. We are going to need this plastic canvas. I will show you what we do with that. I am just using, a 14-inch form that I got from the Dollar Tree. You can see, it's the Dollar Tree tag. This way the wreath will measure approximately 22 inches by, maybe 24 inches, give or take a couple inches. But the very first wreath that I did came to 22 inches wide and 21 inches in length. Okay, but we will need those. We need zip ties. Okay, I have these zip ties that I got from Amazon. These are 6-inch zip ties. And let me show you. These slide into, which we are going to be doing a lot of zip tying into this plastic canvas. Okay, these slide in very easily. They're almost as small as the 4-inch, which we will use a little bit of a 4-inch also. If you don't have 4-inch, you can continue using the 6-inch. 6 inches, actually, I was not able to find that in any Lowe's or Home Depot or anything like that. I was only able to find that from Amazon. But I got these 4-inch and these 8-inch zip ties. I got these from Lowe's. Yeah, look at that. 800 in this pack here. The only problem I will show you with these 8-inch, they are a little on the wider side. So when you stick them in, they will go in, but they go in at an angle. You can't have them straight. You can, but it's very difficult. Okay, these 8-inch seem to be a little bit wider and don't fit as easily in the plastic canvas. If you don't have anything else, you can use that. I'm going to use as many of these as I can. As you can see, I'm getting down to the last bit of my bag. So hopefully I have enough that it'll last me through this wreath, but I don't know. If it doesn't, I will revert to the 8-inch. You are going to need some handy wire cutters and a Sharpie. Okay, so I think that's about it. When you do use when you cut your mesh, it is best to use a mask because it will put off fumes. I will show you real quick. Let me show you how I cut the mesh. When you first start a roll, you can see real quick here, it's, kind of frayed and everything like that. You want to cut like about the first inch off. I already have this plugged in, and just for the purposes of me showing you, I am not wearing a mask, but I cut several pieces earlier and wore a mask while I did. You can see what you want to do. You cut straight along with the lines of the poly burlap. Okay. Oh, I just screwed up at that part. Oops. Let me do another piece. I'm too busy talking and not concentrating on what I'm doing. So, yeah, I'm a little slow, so I need to concentrate on a lot of stuff. Okay, so there you go. And let me show you real quick how the edge of that, it may not end up being completely straight, okay? If these kind of go a little curvy or whatever you want to call it, still stay with the line of the mesh and not necessarily a straight line, like I have here on my pad. But what I like to do is take it all the way over to the beginning here, and with my 10-inch line here, that's where I say, okay, that's where I'm going to start cutting. Okay, and there you go. Very simple. And you got to make several of these. Like I said, we're going to cut a good roll and a half in order to complete this wreath. Okay, I will do this with both the orange and the green. We'll use approximately, I'll say, 8 pieces of the green. So now we have the 14-inch wire wreath form that I got from Dollar Tree, and I got this from Joann Fabrics. You can get this at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure about Michael's, but I always do Joann's because I have Joann's close to me. Now you can, I'm not sure if you can see, this says it's a 5 mesh, okay? You could also get a 7 mesh. The 7 mesh has smaller holes. You want the bigger holes just because, it's going to be a lot easier to use, okay? Let me take this off. And basically what you want to do is just, let me cut this off of here too. I don't have my scissors right here. So anyhow, what you want to do is just use your Sharpie and trace out a circle. Nice and simple. Okay. And cut that out. I'm going to use these 4-inch zip ties to hook this to the wreath form. Let me show you just real quick and kind of what I want to do also. Okay, I didn't do that with my very first wreath. What I want to do is kind of, let's see, we'll make these the sides here. Okay, what I want to do is kind of have a straight line from here over to here. The reason being, I want to see what I can do to keep my keep my lines straight whenever I am attaching the petals, I guess you would call it. And again, try to get this so that I have straight lines going from one side to the other. Okay, now I will show you as quick as I can, how to make a sunflower petal, because that's the type of petal we're going to use. As you can see, I had something, I had a phone laying down on top of these. The reason being, when you get to the end of the roll, it really will curl up big time. Like, see how these curl a little bit? Well, it really curls. So it'll be like this when you get to the end of the roll. So I just like to put something heavy on top just to kind of spread them out just a little bit so they're not quite, they don't roll quite so much. Okay. But let me show you real quick, and I'm just going to use a couple 4-inch zip ties, how I make a sunflower petal. Now, I actually do it 2 separate ways, and I will explain to you why. Let me show you this way. Okay, we got it rolling left to right. Okay, I take the very top left and the bottom right, kind of put them together here, scrunch it up. Okay, you can see it looks like a bow tie, and put one on top of the other. Just make sure the finished side is over top of the other petal, I guess you would call it. Okay, and then I'm just going to use a 4-inch zip tie just to secure it, just for now. Normally I would just put it straight onto the wreath, but I am going to show you real quick why I'm doing these actually in 2 separate ways. Okay, so we did this, and you can see I have the finished side on one side. Let me do another one. Okay, instead of doing where it's rolling left to right, I'm going to have it when it's rolling top to bottom. The same way, top left, bottom right, scrunch it up. Again, we got the bow tie. Now this time I have to put the other side over top, but I make sure that this finished side is over top, is on the top. Use a 4-inch zip tie real quick so you can see. And if you have to kind of maneuver it a little bit, you don't want to play with it too much, or else you'll get it to fray. But you see how I have a finished side over here, and then I have this finished side over here. Okay, you can see that? Because when I put them on the pumpkin, that's what I want. I want the finished side to be on the outside. And you'll see this here in just a minute, okay? One other thing that I want to do to prepare for this, I want to use my Sharpie just to draw kind of where I want to put my zip ties, okay? We have one line here. I'm going to go up 2 inches, just about 2 inches, okay? I'm just going to make a line here, and then I'm going to go another 2 inches. Another 2 inches. And then just about 1.5 inches. Okay. for up the top. And that's where I'm going to be putting my zip ties whenever I am attaching these to the form. Okay. Let me do a couple more. Okay. And I will show you how I attach. So the first, we go left to right, which will be the one that we will put on the left-hand side. Okay, let's scrunch it up. Put one over top of the other. And then I'm putting, just for demonstration purposes, I'm using this 4-inch zip tie. Okay. Then we do from top to bottom, same thing, top left, bottom right, scrunch it up. But just make sure the finished side, one finished side is over top of the other. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut these off real quick. Okay. Okay, using a 6-inch zip tie, going to attach, come right through there and through this inner ring, right to the point where it starts to catch, and I have a little hole here. Stick this in. And that's our first one. Then I'm going to go just a few holes over. Okay. So we have, looks like 3 in between. And I don't know if you can see, I go in one hole, skip a hole, and come out the other one. Okay. That's kind of the way I do it. I'm going to stick this in here. There you go. Now I'm going to go from the right side. Start a little hole right there. Put this in. And then just a few over. Another, just make a little hole right there. Stick this in. And that, I like starting that way you're not fumbling around later on. Okay, and that is how I get started. That's the first row. I will go with the second row. I'll probably go, actually I will go all the way over to this second rung from the outside. Attach it there, go all the way across, and go to the second rung on the right side. I like to go from the outside into the middle, outside into the middle. That way we just have, I guess, a little uniformity. But again, you can see I have the finished edge on the outside of each side. And I'm going to keep going. I'll go all the way up until we get to the top. And then I will show you what I did. I'll show you the back side and everything. Okay? Okay, now we have everything done up to that top row. Okay, I will show you on the back what it looks like. Okay, I have just 4 going across the bottom. Then I started on this second rung from the outside, skipped that 3rd rung, put something on the 4th rung, went all the way across and all the way to the other side. Same thing with the 3rd row, the 4th row, and the 5th row. Okay, so you can see, yeah, I even kind of did a little line in the middle so that I could have kind of a guide where the middle was. This top row, though, I don't know if you can tell what I did. I had that line going across, but what I did, this next one over, I went 1 row down from there, 2 rows down, 2 rows down, 1 row down on the line, because I wanted kind of a concave look right there. That's the only difference, really. Okay, so that's kind of where I am right now. What I want to do, I want to add some more orange over here. And let me grab a couple more zip ties. And then I'm going to go on to the leaves. The leaves and the stem, that's kind of where we're going to go from here. I went ahead and did a couple just ahead of time, just so I'm not wasting time putting those together completely for you. Again, I don't want to bore you. But yeah, I'm just going to put these on here. Just 2 more of the orange on either side. Just on that 2nd and 3rd rung. And that kind of helps to hide the zip ties that are going to be on the outside. Okay. So do the same on this side. Like I said, I do like to go from the outside in. I don't know why. Well, just because you're able to lay one on top of the other and not have to fuss with it anymore. Okay, so there we go with that. Now we're going to put some green leaves on. This is kind of a moss green. I don't know the exact name of it. It may be actually moss green. But what I'm going to do, I actually went out and found these black zip ties. I got these at Rural King. They are the ultra lightweight. See how thin they are? They are super thin. So these are going to fit in here perfectly. So I'm just going to do, and I'm going to put it like kind of at an angle. Okay. You can see that that's kind of more at an angle there. Oh, and I have it going in the wrong way. Let me do it again. And I have all of my leaves going on the left side as the finished side, okay? I actually only have 4 of them done because I want you to see how I actually attach. I mean, it's not that difficult, but without putting anything on ahead of time, like that, you know, using that little 4-inch zip tie ahead of time. Okay. And I'm just going to do this so it almost looks like a sunflower. They're going to go around in a circle. Kind of one on top of the other. And let's see. Go ahead and go right here. I'm doing this on this 3rd ring from the outside. That's where I'm going to put this one. Then I'm going to go on this 2nd ring. You can see where I am right there. Okay. Now, I got this left to right because I'm putting that finished side on the left. And go figure, I didn't put my zip tie in first. Again, this is going to go on that 2nd ring. I was going to do just 5 of these leaves, but it looks like we're going to need 6. So let's go ahead and do this over on the 2nd. And I'm going to just move this around so we got it so it's facing towards us. Okay, I'm going to have this go over top of that. Okay, so there you go. And the reason I got these black, because this white can kind of be seen through these a little bit. And I just, you know, I thought the black would help to be less noticeable, I guess you would call it. Okay, so there we are with that. Now, for the stem and the other leaves, this is where it gets a little bit trickier. Okay. I have one piece, 10 inches of a 10-inch piece of the poly burlap. Okay. This is their, the chocolate. There's a milk chocolate, which is lighter. This is the darker brown. What I want to do is leave just about 3 inches. Okay, kind of fold this down. Okay, and then I want to start in a really tight kind of, I'm going to kind of turn this under. Okay, so that's the stem. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a little 4-inch zip tie just to kind of keep it together. Well, you know what, not even, I'm just going to do this for now. A little chip clip. Okay, and what I did, I already took the 10 by 10 pieces, 3 of them, and cut them from one side to the other. Okay, right down the middle. And yes, these are curling like crazy. I should have cut these yesterday and, you know, put something down on them so they wouldn't curl so much, but I didn't do it. But I want to get this done for you. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to scrunch this up on that long side, on that cut side, and see how this comes up. We want the side that we want to be seen, okay? We want it facing towards the stem, and I'll explain to you why. We're going to do it like this, and we're going to pull this down like that. We're going to do that with all of these. Well, at least 4 to 5 of them. I might use all 6, I don't know. But I'm going to do one more. Scrunch it up. The side that we want to be seen is going to be facing towards this, towards the stem. I'm going to use this chip clip again. Hopefully it holds. Okay. And I'm going to keep doing this. Actually, what I think I'm going to do before that, I'm going to go ahead and use this zip tie. Kind of get that secure first. And then I'm going to add some more leaves and zip tie it again. Okay. See how that's going to look? Okay. Cut this off. And then I'll add a couple more. Because, yeah, that chip clip that wasn't wanting to hold more than 2 plus that stem. So, yeah, that's not wanting to hold. Let's try that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use these 2. Get another zip tie. Kind of get that to go around. Just to hold it before I put it into the wreath. Okay, if I could get that through the hole. There we go. Now I think what I want to do is just kind of start with this. Try to get this into the wreath. And then if I need to add more, I can just add it to the wreath itself. Because we can't have this too thick. Because what we're going to do, we're going to stick this down in between this, that's the third and the fourth ring. Okay. Going to kind of shove that down in. Okay. Yeah, see it from the back. Kind of pull it out through. Okay. We're going to take another zip tie, get that to go around this ring. Okay. And around the stem. That way the stem is definitely hooked onto the wreath nice and good. We'll bring that back around to the front. And now we're going to have to do a little adjusting here and there. But if you can see how I have these leaves coming up and over, that helps to hide the zip ties that were put down on the leaves previously. Not bad, huh? So I am going to fool with this just a little bit, make sure I got these kind of together. I might take a zip tie and kind of zip tie this together just to make sure it doesn't come apart. Okay, now I have some brown pipe cleaners and some green pipe cleaners. Yeah, I just call them pipe cleaners. You can be fancy and call them chenille stems if you want, but anyhow, all I do, you just want to kind of twist them around your finger, okay, and kind of then pull them out. And there you go. You have a little vine, okay. And yeah, I just kind of go down and through in between these leaves, attach them to the wire form behind you. I'll do that real quick here. Let's just do that on this one here. Of course. Okay. And then we'll just kind of, you can stick it wherever you want. Do same thing with the green one. Just kind of gently pull. Kind of make sure that end kind of curls just a little bit more. And then you can stick it on in. And it's that simple. And if you have any zip ties that are showing, basically all you need to do is kind of maneuver this to go like right in front of one of those zip ties or something like that. So, kind of like this zip tie right here, kind of get it to go right in front of it. So it helps to hide it. And that's it. I mean, use as many or as little as you want. And there you go. So, but that's it for the tutorial. thank you for joining me. If you like this video, definitely please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my page, because I would love to show you more tutorials like this. So I will talk to you later. Again, my name is Patty Davis. I'm with Crooked Tree Creations, and I will be seeing you again.